In the Dominican Republic, most people live below what many would consider the poverty line. Sporadic electricity, polluted water, and a less than adequate healthcare system create less than ideal living conditions for most Dominicans. Alongside the Dominicans live more than 1 million Haitians. They have crossed the border for decades seeking a better life, but most have been sadly disappointed. The fortunate ones earn a few dollars a day cutting sugarcane by hand, and the women and children are generally left to fend for themselves. The love of Christ compels us to do something for both poor Dominicans and Haitians living in the Dominican Republic. Phil and Donna Williams left the comfort of Eastern Canada and established Servant's Heart Ministries in Sosua on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. Since their arrival 3 years ago, they have built strong relationships with local pastors and ministries, and now consider it their mission to build bridges between poor and needy churches in the DR and ministry teams that desire to make a difference in Jesus' name. With so much need, the challenge of knowing where to begin in planning a short-term trip can be daunting. Servant's Heart can simplify this task for you by matching your gifts, abilities, and desires with ministries already working on the ground. They will take care of all the planning and legwork, allowing you to hit the ground running when you arrive, and to make sure that the effects of your mission will continue long after you leave. Servant's Heart provides ministry opportunities in 3 main areas. You can work alongside an existing church ministry. As has already been mentioned, Phil and Donna work with several pastors and churches on the North Coast, and can team you up with one of them to provide a VBS-type ministry for children, evangelistic outreaches into the community, or music ministry. All these will help the church be more effective in reaching their communities for Christ.
Hi, I'm with Pastor and Mrs. Rafael Perez. They are the pastors of the church in Playa Cangrejo. It's one of the churches or church buildings that we have been working on with teams that come down and giving them support and providing them with a new facility to work in. Pastor Rafael, can you speak about the impact that our ministry has had on your church and school?
Bueno, el impacto que el ministerio de usted ha tenido.
The impact that your ministry has had on the school and the church has been important. The brethren are encouraged and motivated, and they have felt the support from God as a result of your ministry.
De Dios, a través de ustedes, a través del ministerio, ustedes están.
You are serving us through the Lord, and the people have found a help from God through you. You can also bring your construction skills to the Dominican Republic and help some of the poorest communities build churches, schools, and medical clinics of their own. In the village of Cangrejo, a church which was on the verge of collapse has been replaced with a strong cement structure that will provide a safe, clean place for worship and outreach into the community. Servant's Heart has brought in teams that have done everything from pouring footings to laying block walls to painting and building fences. Regardless of your skill level, you can help build a better future for your brothers and sisters in the Dominican Republic. The third area of ministry that Servant's Heart facilitates is healthcare. With hospitals being so far away in Puerto Plata or Santiago, local clinics are needed to meet the health needs of the poor living back in the mountain villages or in the bateys. The need for clinics is best told with the story of Danica.
When we found Danica, Mary Bell was helpful with that when we found her. And she lived in this little house with her father. And the room consists of just a bed and a little table, a very small table. And she was left there for hours by herself while the father was working. And when people were supposed to check on her, but they didn't seem to be doing it that much. And she spent, like I said, hours by herself.
Despite their best efforts, including taking Danica to a private hospital and taking her into their own home, Danica was simply too weak to survive. The clinic in Nazareth came too late for Danica, but countless children will be saved in the future because they have access to medical care right in their own village. Simple education about hygiene and home health care is desperately needed, and the clinic at Nazareth will provide a place for regular checkups and classes on preventative care, breastfeeding, and much more. Day-to-day care can be provided, along with training for the future. The clinic will be named Danica's Health Clinic in her memory. You can help. By bringing a team to serve in the Dominican Republic, you can make a real difference in the lives of people, not only physically, but spiritually. In Jeremiah 29:11, the Lord said, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future."
So whether you have construction skills or not, it doesn't matter age or gender. We can use anybody that wants to come and visit with us and work in the Dominican Republic, because we have a job for everybody. Everybody has value when they come here, and people contribute and just do their part and be willing to be used of God. That's all we ask.
Could you be part of God's plan to bring a brighter hope and future to the poor of the Dominican Republic? Servant's Heart Ministries would be glad to facilitate your ministry. Visit www.servantsheartdr.org for more information on how you can complete a short-term mission with an eternal impact.
In the arms of Christ, there's a love that covers sin. No